Hey guys, Lonnie, real alcoholic. Hey, look, I just noticed something. For you guys that are into chakras, here we go. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. All right. Namaste. Blessed be. Amen. All right, guys. I just found that interesting. I'm not into chakras any so much anymore, but I just found that interesting for you guys that are. All right, here we go. So we're doing our resentment list, all right? We have our list of character defects, and we're ready for this first column, all right? Very first column. We listed people, institutions, or principles with whom we were angry. All right, that's what we're going to do first. People, institutions, or principles. And so I've got this mock inventory going on right here. And these are some common things that come up in inventories, guys. I am not going to share my personal life with the world for the sake of others. Okay, if it was up to me, it wouldn't bother me. I have no problem being open about myself. But for the sake of others, we're just going to use some mock situations here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go through this first column. And when we set up our paper, I have my people set up our paper according to this example. All right. With the columns spaced in a certain kind of way. Because we're going to need these particular spaces, especially on the names right here. We want to leave some space. I asked my people to only put 4 per page because we're going to do a little bit of writing. Okay, so we need some room in between. So we have our paper set up with all the columns. So we're going to start writing down. I just simply call the first one who. All right. The people, institutions, principles. So here I got this predator, number 1. I got this person that's a rapist. I got the second wife on there. I got government. I got politicians. I got religion in general. And then lastly, I have God. Of course, I had a resentment against God. And so making this list, all right, some people do it however they want to do it. I suggest that if it comes to your mind and you feel a tinge of anger, it's a resentment. We need to write it down. Some people can only be as honest as they can be at this particular time. And that's all we're worried about. It's not my job as a sponsor. I can poke and I can pry a little bit to make sure that we have all the names, all the people, institutions, principles, right? But if somebody's holding something back, maybe they're doing it purposefully, maybe not. We're not too worried about that, okay? What we're looking for is fact-finding and fact-facing. At some point in this recovery process, it's all going to come out. There's no doubt about it. Our step 4, what we're getting into is we are learning a format. We're learning a process that we are going to practice for the rest of our lives. That's what our step 11 nightly inventory is for. Okay. So I encourage people, be as honest as you can, write down as many names as you can, and we'll go from there. We may go through 40 different names. We may not. Maybe by the 15th name, you understand what you're doing, and we can continue that on your own time. Okay? You don't need me for that once you see what's going on. So so in this first column, we're going to list the who's. Okay? Now, we get right here. Second column. We ask ourselves why we were angry. So that's what I'm going to do on this second part. is I'm going to ask myself why I was angry. Okay, and we're going to go down and list we're going to go through each person and make bullet points. If you noticed in this example, okay, we have bullet points of the cause. Why are we angry? What did this person do that caused me to be angry? All right. We're not writing autobiographies. That's the point. You do any more writing than this, and you're doing something that is not the message of Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay, so we're going to go down each one, and we're going to make some bullet points as to why I'm pissed off at this person. What did they do to me? And this is the fun part, man. We could really get into this. Some of it's kind of traumatic. Okay, now I have to be sensitive that even though I've overcome some very traumatic issues, maybe our newcomer hasn't yet. Okay, so there may be some emotions involved. I, as a sponsor, will, how can I say, try to avoid morbid reflection. All right? When these feelings come up, when these remorses come up, when the anger and the frustration comes up, man, we try to move past that. This is a fact-finding and fact-facing mission. All right? And if we have to cry, we cry. If we have to be mad, we can get mad. But this is our column for that, man. All right? So what did this person do? This predator number one. All right, well, this son of a bitch molested me at the beach. He threatened to drown me. We were out there and made friends with this old dude, and we went out towards the deep water, right? And he started his shit and actually held me under the water for a while to show me that motherfucker was going to drown me. So, after that, took a shower with us afterwards. Okay, so this person, not only did he do what he did, but he had the fucking nerve in the public shower. You know, you go wash the sand or whatever off of you. He had the nerve to be there with me and my stepdad. Okay, so we talk about these. So I, as a sponsee, I am going to give the whole incident. Okay, we're going to talk about this incident, how it went down, what happened. I want some background history. On and on and on, okay? This is where we start talking. So once we get a good idea of what this person did to us, we're going to go to the next one. All right, this rapist. All right, this person made me think he was a friend. Let me think of an example. Okay, we were out partying. I didn't have money to pay for drinks or food, and I was eating and drinking my ass off. I was thinking somebody else was paying for it. Well, this person was paying for it. I was 16 years old. I was out there cutting up with my friends, and I'm thinking that this is just a party. Somebody got the tab, right? So I ended up getting high and drunk, and they made sure I was good high and drunk. And we got back to their place, and they took me to a room, locked the door, and said, it's time to pay up. And so I knew what they were talking about, and I just gave in, and I let it happen. Okay, now that's it, guys. This is a traumatic experience for somebody, okay? They were raped. They were taken advantage of. It can get emotional, okay? But we're just trying to get an idea, as sponsors, we're trying to get an idea of the basics of the situation. What led up to, what happened before the event itself, and after the event. Okay, so after this event, what I did was, after it happened, I went and got drunk and I wrecked my car. Okay, I got more drunk, let's say. And I wrecked my car. Okay, so that's the situation surrounding this. So we talk about what happened before, during, and after. All right. All right. This second wife. Okay, this person, let's call this a AA marriage. Okay? It doesn't have to be, but but she put my recovery down. Always talking about when's the last time you sponsored somebody? When's the last time you did an inventory? You need to call your sponsor, right? You know, da 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 da, back and forth, back and forth. My recovery is better than yours, on and on and on. So we had that going on. Physically assaulted me, man. I can tell you, I sponsor both women and dudes, and I can tell you, both of us get beat on, man. Sometimes seemingly without provocation, right? It's a bad thing for both of us, men and women. All right. So we're in this relationship with this second person here, with the second wife or the second husband, and they physically beat on me for what seemed like no reason. And maybe there was no reason. We're going to talk about that later. But the fact is I'm pissed off because they beat me. Okay, put criminal charges on me. I did something that was kind of minor, and it should have been washed under the bridge. It was really no big deal, right? Made amends for it. That particular situation never happened again. Whatever the situation is, right? But we were going through a divorce, and this bitch put some criminal charges on me. So once again, we have some traumatic stuff coming up in this relationship. And if me as a sponsee, if I need to get emotional, if I need to be fucking angry, this is the time to do it, man. And actually, as a sponsor, if somebody's emotional, I get emotional with them. If they're angry, I'll get angry with them. If they're upset, I'll get upset with them. If they're kind of neutral, then I'll be kind of neutral with them. I am not I'm not a psychologist. Okay, none of us are. All I want to do is we want to look at some facts. We want to get a good idea of what this situation was as to why we're angry at this person. Okay, the government and politicians. Man, I'm mad at them because they're out for themselves. They're ignorant and uneducated. It's a good old boy system, right? Man, these are some ignorant people that somehow made it through college, some of them, most of them, right? And they got this little clique going on, and it's a good old boy system where we're going to pass laws that's going to particularly help our little clique out. And so I don't like that shit. I really don't. All right, so we talk about that one. Religion. What's wrong with religion? What's religion doing to piss me off? All right, they're all hypocrites. Claim one thing, preach one thing, and do another. They make up shit. All the religions. I hate all religions because all they do is make up shit. Nobody really knows. They're just making up shit. You could have two people in the same religion just making up shit. Okay, religion. They're just out for the money. Everybody I know in religion, man, that's all they're doing is they're trying to be a leader so they can make some money. They're all false prophets. They're all false gurus, man. They're just lazy, all right? Instead of getting a real job, they just want to talk to people and make money. Okay, so we'll talk about my resentment against religion. God. Okay, I'm pissed off at God because God just let shit happen to me, man. He let some bad shit happen to me. And bad shit happens in this world. If there is a God, man, it don't seem like he cares too much, right? And this other thing with God is is people claim they know him. I read books that claim he's real. All right, but I haven't seen God in my life. I don't know if this God is real or not. All I see is bad shit happening to people. I see people that claim to know God who really don't act in some good moral ways, right? So I'm real standoffish, man. You know, I don't, pretty pissed off with this God thing. Then the other thing as well, you know, I'm maybe not so mad at God, but I just don't understand why all this stuff is going on. I would really like to talk to God and understand why a lot of this stuff is going on. Okay? So, we do that, guys. We go through column 1, column 2, all the way down. Let's see if we can get through column 3. Okay, we did column 2. We asked ourselves why we were angry. In most cases, it was found that our self-esteem, our pocketbook, our ambitions, our personal relationships, including sex, were hurt or threatened. So we were sore. We were burned up. Column 3, on our grudge list, we set opposite each name our injuries. Was it our self-esteem, our security, our ambitions, our personal or sex relations, which had been interfered with? We were usually as definite as this example. Okay, so here's our 3 columns. The who, the why, and what this affects. What social instinct was affected by this action? That's what I'm looking for, okay? And I think we'll notice it was pointed out to me that my self-esteem, my security, my ambitions, my personal or my sex relations, it was pointed out to me that these are all God-given, okay? These are God-given basic instincts that every single human person has. In the 12 and 12, it talks about these instincts and how we are given these instincts. I mean, every human being wants and needs some self-esteem. And let's get a few little definitions for this, all right? Self-esteem, we can just call that the need to be validated and needed. Man, that's a good thing, right? I mean, that's what everybody deserves. Everybody deserves to be validated and needed. Self-esteem is a good thing. God gave that to us. Personal relationships, okay? Our family, our friends, our social surroundings, including sex. We have a separate category for sex, but anyway, these personal relationships, to be part of a small family, to be part of an intimate set of friends, okay? In the social life, to have the baker who hardly knows me, to have a relationship with him on that level as a customer and a baker, right? Just it's a God-giving thing for us to have this companionship with one another. Some more intimate than others, but none of us were created or made to stand alone, to be on our own little island, to be a lone wolf. We were not created for that. We were created for companionship and fellowship and this family. All right, so that's a God-given thing. Our security, meaning our food, our shelter, our clothing, our finances, my personal safety. Okay, that's a God-given instinct. I want to be secure in those things. And we should be. Ambitions, my goals, my dreams, my successes for the future, my financial goals. Once again, God-given. That is a very good instinct to have some ambition. And our sex relations, of course, those are God-given. Deep down in every man and woman, we are going to have sexual instincts. And there's a reason for it. It's God-given. Okay? So We're at the 20-minute mark, guys. We'll start the next one with this column 3. Okay? But just to go over real fast. All right. We've set up our page with the columns, and we will go through the first column all the way down. Then we'll go back and talk about each one, why this person has pissed me off. Okay? And then this third column, we're going to get into what social instincts, what God-given instincts were threatened or interfered with, as the book puts it. Okay? We have our instincts and which ones had been interfered with. Great. Take a break, man. Think about that. And we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.